Well, I think it's a good opportunity for a very diverse group of companies and organizations to come together and to share ideas, best practices, stories. And whilst many of the organizations that are represented here at this Congress come from completely different sectors and different backgrounds, I think we all share a sort of common view that we're working to try and improve the overall sustainability of our planet. So there's that very common mindset. And I think there's a huge amount that we can learn from each other from sector to sector. And I'm hoping that we will be able to take back some really good thinking and ideas that we can use in our own organization to improve our performance from a sustainability perspective as well. And I hope our ideas will also be useful for other companies that are watching. Well, IFCO was formed almost 30 years ago, and we were a pioneer in the circular economy. We are the first company that provided a reusable plastic container pool for the movement of fresh produce, fresh groceries within the retail supply chain. And it's a circular model whereby the containers are shared and reused repeatedly, sometimes up to 120 times in their life. And at the end of their life, we grind them up. When they're broken, we can't either repair them or reuse them again. We grind them up and we use the material to make brand new IFCO RPCs. So they turn back into what they originally were. So it's a really truly circular model, and a unique model as well. IFCO is the only company in the world that actually at the end of life turns the plastic back into its original use as an IFCO RPC, and therefore retaining the full value of the material. And that matches extremely well, we felt, with the ethos of what C2C is doing. And so the Cradle to Cradle certification for us was a really great way that we could demonstrate that point of differentiation for our customers, and also provide a really useful framework for us about how we can continue to improve. Because one of the things that we discovered as we went through the certification processes was there was a lot of things that we hadn't necessarily considered and that we could continue to improve. So we've got a roadmap now that we can use to improve the model even further in the future. Well, obviously we were delighted to achieve overall silver certification status, and we got gold certification for our reuse of materials. But there were a number of areas where we felt that we could do more. In terms of design of the product, particularly with use of the colorings that we use within the plastics. It's an area that we can focus on. There's also an area that we can focus on in terms of increasing the proportion of renewable energy that we use in our business. And obviously, part of the key element of the reuse of a container, particularly one that comes into direct contact with food, is that it has to have the very highest hygiene standards. So we wash our containers every time we reuse them. And there's more work that we can do in terms of more efficient use of water within our supply chain. So those are some of the key areas that we're going to be focusing on, and we're not satisfied with silver. Next time we do our certification, we definitely want to improve, and we'd love to sort of achieve gold status at some point in the future. So we know what we have to do, and there's a lot of work, but something we're determined to do. And what I would say also is this is informing our overall ESG strategy as well. So we're using the feedback from the C2C certification to inform some of the actions that we're going to take in our overall ESG plan for the future. I think it is for some customers. Yeah, we see at this stage, I think, some polarization there. There are a number of, obviously, the majority of our customers are either the producers of the food or the fresh produce, and the retailers that sell that fresh produce. And we see a number of very enlightened retailers that are reflecting the demands of their consumer customers. And they have welcomed this and paid a lot of attention to the certification. And I think that in some cases, they may even start to communicate with their customers that they're now transporting their fresh produce through their own supply chains using C2C certified containers. So a number of them have been very enthusiastic about this. On the other hand, we have seen a number of retailers who at this stage aren't aware of the program, and we've had to explain that to them and what it means. And that's been a very useful process in itself to take that opportunity to explain more and the importance of what we're doing. And that's an ongoing challenge for us. And I think obviously an ongoing challenge for everybody involved in the Cradle to Cradle program, because the more widely we can explain the benefits of a circular economy and what we're doing, the better it will be for the whole planet. I think that, yes, there is an increasing awareness of that fact. And we are certainly seeing globally, not just in Europe, but in North America and South America and Asia, we're seeing an increasing recognition that the use of single-use packaging is an increasingly unsustainable methodology to adopt. And that's very good for the planet. It's also good for our business because we're seeing a lot of demand at the moment. We're seeing many big global retailers pushing very hard to convert their supply chains to increasing use of reusable packaging materials. So yes, we are seeing an increase. We'd like it to be even faster. We'd like it to accelerate even more because there's still a large proportion of single-use packaging within the supply chain. But I'm encouraged by the speed with which things are moving at the moment.